Hey, hello everyone. Hey, good morning, buenos dias, buenas tardes. Again, whenever it is you're watching this video. All right, well, it's me, Profesor again, and this will probably be the last of the videos that I'll make for you for a few weeks, maybe about a month. I think all of the nuts and bolts stuff in terms of the assignments, the podcasts, and of course general information about the class, I think we've pretty much covered in the majority in the videos that you've seen so far for these past couple of weeks. So for this video, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about one of the earlier assignments that's due coming up in October, and that is the video review assignment. And in this case, what's going to happen is you're going to watch two videos during the course of the semester and submit two reviews. So essentially, the same thing that you do for the book review and the EBSCO article review. Just give me your impressions, your perspectives about the videos that you've seen. Again, of course, I want a summary, but also be sure to provide a commentary. But for all the details, of course, in terms of what you have to do, just consult the assignment worksheet. I've got the parameters in terms of what I'm looking for in your write-ups in the second page of it. So it's 2 pages. Be sure to download them and definitely look over that so you know exactly what it is you have to do when you compose your essay. So again, 2 due dates, both on Fridays. First one coming up on Friday, October 10th, and the next one will be toward the end of the semester, right when the holiday season's about to kick in, on Friday, December 5th. The combined total for these is 15%. So what that means is that each one is worth 7.5%, but the totality of it total is 15%. So basic parameters, of course. You know the rules about what software I want for your paper. Microsoft Word, Apple Pages, files in a PDF and RTF format are acceptable. Double spacing. So just the same basic parameters and guidelines I have for the book review and the EBSCO paper follow that same format for the for this assignment. Okay, now let me go before we get into the Films on Demand database at the Grossmont Library. Let me just quickly comment in terms of the general scope or themes that you're going to be working on for each of the essays. Let me start with the second one first. The second one, that's your second review due in December, is you focus in on either the Civil War or the West, the growth of the West, as the North Americans, the Americans, the Anglo-Americans begin to make their push toward the West, and of course come across into places like Texas, California, the Southwest, the Great Plains, all of those places. So you can focus in on either the West from a great series that Stephen Ives, a close associate of Ken Burns, is. So you've got plenty of programs about the West. And of course, Ken Burns' masterpiece is the Civil War program series, which came in 1990. You've got 9 different programs to choose from within the Civil War series, and 8 from the West series. So I'm sorry, 9 from the West series. So in other words, for video review 2, choose one of the main themes, that is the West or the Civil War, and then from that main theme, choose one program. So basically, what it comes down to is that in part 2, you've got 18 videos, 18 separate shows to choose from. Choose one of them. That's it. There's not going to be any comparison. I'm not asking you to compare and contrast one West program versus one Civil War program. Maybe this is more of an upper division class or even graduate level class. That'd be a different story. But nope, whatever you want. So if you want to do Civil War or the West, then from that choose one of the 9 programs in each series. So again, for part 2, you've got 18 separate programs to choose from. All I have to do is choose one of those, either one West program or one Civil War program. Write up your assignment, and you're good to go, so to speak. So that's what part 2 is all about. And of course, I'll show you how to get to all of those videos in a second here. But the first one, we'll go ahead and start things off and go into Films on Demand. In talking about the first one, is that your 2 main themes to look at for your first due date, the October 10th, October 10th due date. I think I mistakenly said October 5th. That's right, December 5th, October 10th. Okay, so in the October 10th due date, your two main themes are the American Revolution and the French and Indian War, which actually was, you might say, the precursor to the American Revolution. So basically, in terms of time frame, they're both very, very close. They're interconnected. If it hadn't been for the French and Indian War, we wouldn't have had them with the American Revolution. So from the American Revolution series, this was an old History Channel series which came out in the mid-2000s. From the American Revolution series called The Revolution, choose one of 8 programs. And then from the French and Indian War series called The War That Made America, choose one of 4 programs. So total for the Revolution and the War That Made America series, both of them, you have a total of 12 programs to choose from. So one of the 12, again, either one from the Revolution series or one from the War That Made America series. Any one you want, just choose one program from the totality of the 12 total programs, and then then you're good to go. So that's for your October 10th due date. So remember, everybody, you're going to submit two separate reviews, 2 separate essays. One in October, one in December. The one you submit in October, you choose on either the American Revolution or the French and Indian War, and then the one that's due in December, you choose from either the Civil War or the West itself, the movement toward the West. All right, so again, you can review all of this stuff, the parameters, the guidelines, the names of the individual programs in your own time. All that stuff is listed on the assignment worksheet. So let's go ahead now and shift gears, and let's go ahead and go into the Grossmont LRC library website and see what kind of stuff we can find. So this is the same page I showed you a few days ago with the EBSCO assignment, but now we're going to enter the Films on Demand database instead of the EBSCO one. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, and of course you know the drill. You get a nice view of my pencil sharpener and any pencils I might have laying around. Okay, there we go, everybody. There's the announcement section from this week, and of course the the thumbnail photo from the video that we had about EBSCO. So let's go ahead now, and I created a new link for you in the Blackboard course menu. Right below Messages for Professor and above Tools is Grossmont Library Databases. So when you want to get stuff for EBSCO or this film assignment, go here. That's your one-stop shop, in essence, to get to both EBSCO and the Films on Demand database. All right, so let's click this here, and it opens up to a new window, and we're ready to go. All right, so we already know EBSCO. We visited EBSCO a couple days ago. There's EBSCO right here. So from here, you just scroll down a little bit further. Actually, just about three sections, 3 spaces down from EBSCO. I'm sorry, 4 sections. You want to go to Films on Demand Master Academic Collection. Don't go to this one, the Archival Films and Newsreels. I think these are things which relate more toward the History 109 class, but we want something a little bit more broader, which gives us a sense of events happening in the time frame we're looking at, and that, of course, is the 19th century, the 18th century, and eras before that. So let's go ahead now and let's click Films on Demand Master Academic Collection, and of course we know the drill here. We need to punch in our username and password. So let me do like I did from a couple days ago. Let me punch in my username and my password, and we'll enter Films on Demand. Okay, here we go, everybody. All right, so here's Films on Demand. It's a great database. I think it's only been in the Grossmont system now for about the last for about the last 3 or 4 years. I haven't actually, maybe it's been in there longer, but it's only been the last couple of years that I've really started to get into using this. I use it a little bit more in the History 109 class. So I think last fall and into this semester, I'm using it more for our class here. So let's go ahead now and find our videos. And what I'll do is I'll do a search for programs for both the series that are part of the October 10th, the Revolution one and the War That Made America. Okay, let's say one of you wants to pursue the American Revolution. So what you do right off the bat is at the very top right next to the red search button, there's a listing here that tells you what kind of search you want to do, what it is actually you're looking for. Let me close a little bit more. You can see that. Hope it gets a little bit more focused here. Okay, yeah, not so much. Tim Cook and the Apple guys have to work on this for the next generations of iPads. All right, but next to where it says search, you can indicate what it is you're looking for. So what we want to do right off the bat is where it says by segments, change that immediately to by titles. So I'm going to go ahead and click the. Okay, that was just my water bottle, everybody. So don't panic into thinking that it's I don't know, like a bug or something, or something, or fireworks or anything like that. So again, what I did right here is I'm going to switch from by segments to by titles. So let's go ahead and click by titles. And hope you guys can see it, but if not, then I'll show you in just a bit. So I moved it to by titles, and now let's go ahead and type in our program. So obviously, for finding the videos, it's a much easier process than what we did with EBSCO. So let's type in the Revolution. Okay, no need to punch in American Revolution, the American Revolution, the Revolutionary War, blah, blah, blah. Let's just type in the Revolution, and let's click search. And in fact, let me go ahead and bring it up here too. Okay, so we got that ready. And again, it's by title, so be sure to indicate that that's what you want, and let's click search. Okay, all right. We've got a number of entries here. Looks like we've got 522 titles, but don't panic. Don't think that you're going to have a tough time and think, oh my gosh, Professor, we've got 8 billion titles to choose from. We don't know what to do. It's going to take us weeks to actually figure it out. No, not necessarily. Maybe it'll take you a couple of days, but not weeks or months or years. Trust me on that. Okay. If you go in, and if you notice the second one, not the first one, but the second one, it's an icon, a thumbnail of George Washington, and I'm gonna try to get a good angle so the focus is a little bit sharper. Okay, actually I think that's about the best I can get right here. So right next to the George Washington thumbnail, it says a president and his revolution, the Revolution. But look below that, it says from series the Revolution. When you see that, that's your magic phrase, your cue to that you'll find some more stuff. So what we want to do right now is click where it says from series the Revolution, because again, the Revolution is the name of the actual series that the History Channel made back around, I think it was 2005, 2006. This is when History Channel was still doing good history shows, not all those crazy ice road truckers or big crazy guy cooking, or I don't know, whatever it is they're showing these days on the History Channel. But again, just click right here where it says from series the Revolution, and it's going to give us our 9 programs from the Revolution, the American Revolution. I'm sorry, 8 programs. So here we have all the 8 specific programs about the American Revolution from the Revolution series. So each of these is a program of about 45, 47, 50 minutes. So from this list of 8, you're good to go. Whatever one you want to work on, just choose one of these. There's stuff about the early Revolution, events preceding, events during, the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Patrick Henry, all of those guys, and of course the war itself with Washington, Rochambeau, Lafayette, the Frenchman who assisted the revolutionary cause. So whichever one you want from these 8, go ahead and take it. So let's say that one of you, let's say that you're interested in okay, let's say you're interested in 1776. What makes 1776 so significant, so relevant, so iconic? You might say. So that's the program. That's the program called Declaring Independence, the Revolution. So again, it's from the series, and the subtitle for the program is Declaring Independence. Let's click it and see what we can find. All right, let me just move it here. And there we go. Our program is ready to go. Over here is a list of what's in each subcategory. That is how the program is divided. And then right up here toward the top is the transcript. So if you miss something from the program, that is in terms of the scholar speaking quickly, or you missed some key phrases, don't panic. Just click transcript, and you'll have the transcript right there with you as the program is unfolding. Let's watch a couple of seconds and see what interesting things are in this program. Okay, of course, the introduction.
Previously on The Revolution, Ethan Allen took all the glory for seizing Fort Ticonderoga from the British, an affront to Benedict Arnold's honor he won't soon forget.
These really are vain, egotistical men interested in the accumulation of individual glory.
John Adams anointed a gentleman planter from Virginia the commander-in-chief of the fledgling Continental Army.
Okay, there we go. Just a quick 50-second sketch, but that you get the idea here. All the information you need besides the program itself is right there in front of you. Of course, you've got the settings here. You can open up the full screen. Okay, I'm not sure how this works, everybody, in terms of emailing to yourself. I wouldn't want to mess with this, everybody, because I think if you do that, then you're going to get into then you're going to have your own password and username for Films on Demand, so it gets kind of confusing and tricky. So I guess the easiest thing is that when you're ready to watch the program, just go into Films on Demand, watch the entire program, watch maybe half of it, a portion of it, watch a segment at a time over a span of about 8 to 10 days, whatever works best for you. But again, my point is all the information you need is right here. And again, this is just one of the 8 programs on the American Revolution. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up, and let me quickly show you the other one. That's the war that made America. So if you don't like the American Revolution, or you're not too interested in this topic, then let's do a new topic. Okay, let's go back over here to the main search area, and again, move from by segments to by titles, and let's go ahead and enter by titles the war that made America. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the cursor didn't appear. All right, so there we go, ready to go. So again, the war that made America, make sure it's by titles, and then click search. And already looks like the memory, the drop-down menu is telling us that there's already some programs that we can check out. We can just click that instead of even going to search. But let's go ahead and click search anyway and see what our results are. Okay, all right. Again, so we have 17 titles, but again, don't panic. All you need to do right now is go to the entry, and in fact, looks like in the second entry there's the listing that says from series. So where it says from series, click that link, and that'll narrow things down further. Okay, and there we go. We have our 4 entries. So we have entries. About the events which led up to the war. There were many elements which took place, but among them was the fact that you had these imperial rivalries between the French and the English, and the American colonists at the time. They were no fans of the French, so so of course they supported the British in terms of fighting off those evil, nasty, dirty Frenchmen, that type of thing. Sorry about that, everybody. I've been wanting to try to get that the phony French like Pepe Le Pew, Inspector Clouseau accent for quite a while. So now that I got it, that'll be the last time this semester that'll do that. But again. Imperial Rivalries, that was one of the key equations. But ironically, even though the American colonists and the British troops, the British Empire, they worked hand in hand to knock out the French, the seeds of discord between the colonists and the English, they were actually being sown by the French and Indian War. So what the French and Indian War ironically did was it sped up the differences, or it enhanced differences between the mother country, England, and the colonists in Virginia, in Massachusetts, in the Carolinas, in Pennsylvania, New York, all of those places. So that's what these events. That's what these events illustrate when we get down to part 4. So I'm not going to play you into the clips right here, but you get the idea here, everybody. So whether you want to focus in on some of the events leading up to the war, then you watch the program called A Country Between, or if you want to focus in on the unintended consequences, that is, how the victory for the English actually led to, you might say, the split, contributed to the split between the English and their colonists, and that's going to be covered in part 4. So from the War That Made America, you've got 4 parts to choose from. Choose one of these 4. Or if you want to choose one of the 8 on the American Revolution one. So again, from the 8 that I showed you just a few minutes ago, and these 4 here, all I have to do is choose one of those 12 total programs to write your review, and follow the guidance, of course, on the assignment worksheet, and then get that into me on October 10th. Now, likewise for part 2, let me just quickly. Okay, actually the video is running long, so let me go and stop it here, but I'll just quickly tell you, of course, what you need to do. So again, for part 2, for the second installment, again, make sure you change by segments to by titles. Type in the name of the title in the box on the left, so whether it's The West or Ken Burns' The Civil War. Click search, and then go ahead from there. But hopefully this video, like all the other videos, was able to give you a sense on exactly what you need to do. But again, like with anything, like with any of the videos or announcements that I have, and something seems a little bit out of place or out of focus, out of touch, then of course you know how to contact me. Contact me using the Messages for Professor function in Blackboard. Or if you want to go ahead and maybe share your concerns with the rest of the class, you can definitely use general forum in the discussion board to voice your thoughts, and others in the class can definitely chime in, and you all can get a discussion about that. All right. Well, listen, I think this is going to be the last video that I'll have for you in a few weeks, but toward the end of September, I do need to start making a lot of videos about the Daughter of Fortune aside. I'm going to have a lot of videos for you. I'm looking at upwards of maybe about 7 or 8, because this is going to be a really ambitious assignment, everybody, that's going to have 2 main steps to it. So in other words, looks like I'll take a break for a few weeks, for about 2 or 3 weeks with respect to making videos, but by the final weeks of September, I'm going to start coming back and saying more things about the general parameters of the Daughter of Fortune stuff, and then I'll get into a lot more specific stuff. And then in one of the videos, I'm going to show you what you have to do to record your videos and upload your videos. And at that point in time, I definitely encourage everybody, or ideally, I would like for all of you, if you don't have one already, to create a Google account, a Gmail account. When you do that, that gives you access to YouTube. So already start thinking about getting a YouTube account, because you're going to film your video and then you're going to store it on YouTube, and then Blackboard is going to recover the video from YouTube and put it into Blackboard. I know that might seem a little bit confusing right now, but don't worry, I'm going to talk about all of that stuff when we get into about the 3rd or 4th week of September. But in the meantime, that's it from here. That's it from the sweltering Winchester French Valley headquarters. So you guys take care. Have a nice weekend coming up, and I'll see you guys with Daughter of Fortune videos coming up sometime toward the end of September.